that I have the British High Commissioner to Ghana here, Her Excellency Harriet Thompson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Many thanks for joining us. It's an honor having you here in the studio with us this morning.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Great. Let's stay on the theme of good vibes. Let's talk about the King's birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, it's coming up.
Well, his birthday was actually last week.
Oh, last week, I see.
So he turned 75.
I think November 14.
Yes, exactly.
November
Earlier
14,
this week,
yes.
isn't it? I'm losing track of time.
November 14.
So we'll
Had
be
to
celebrating
get
here
into-
in Ghana next week.
Next week, I see. And what are some of the things you'll be doing to mark, the birthday? It's his first birthday since he became king.
Exactly. So our national day, most countries celebrate their national day. The British equivalent of that is celebrating our monarch's birthday.
Okay.
And precisely as you say, up until this year, that's been the Queen's birthday party for as long as any of us can remember.
Wow.
So this is a very special year for us, marking for the first time the King's birthday party here in Ghana.
I see.
So we're excited. We'll have a big event next week.
I see.
The theme will be sustainability, which
Okay.
is a topic on which His Majesty the King has been a long time campaigner,
yes, that's
right
true.
back to when most people didn't really think about what he was talking about and thought he was a bit odd to be going on about it quite so much as he
see.
did. And we've now realised how wise he was. And so that's what we'll be celebrating next week.
I see. Wonderful. So outside the celebration, will you be doing any other thing to commemorate the special occasion?
So that's the big thing that
The
we do.
biggest thing, okay.
But alongside that, in various ways, our work that we do here in Ghana as British government chimes in with themes that are important to His Majesty the King. So if we take that theme of sustainability, the Cocoa Forests Initiative, for example,
okay.
is a programme that was launched with the support of His Majesty the King back when he was Prince of Wales.
Okay.
It aims to reduce deforestation associated with cocoa farming. Over 1 million farmers in Ghana have been reached. Over 500,000, 500,000, are on a database that helps to protect their incomes, allows traceability of the cocoa. People are prepared to pay a premium for cocoa that was produced in a sustainable way.
Okay.
There's work around plastics, there's work around oceans. We've recently launched our Ocean Country Partnership Programme, which brings together the best in marine science from the UK and from Ghana,
Okay.
getting marine scientists to share their experience and work to tackle marine pollution, protect marine biodiversity, and importantly, support the blue economy, which is so important for Ghana's economy.
And I'm happy you've mentioned that the Vice President has mentioned, I think last week he was very strong on the blue economy and the need for us to protect that space and generate a lot out of it. Let's talk about the Kosombo Dam spillage, regional security ahead of the UK-Ghana security dialogue in December. It's something that's happened. Several people have been affected. Let's talk about the security dialogue in December. What exactly will be discussed there, and what are some of the main things that will be on the agenda?
So you mentioned two things.
So
There's
the
the
Kosombo Dam
spillage.
spillage. Let's talk about that first.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing to say is to congratulate you for the work that you're doing on raising funds to help all of those people who've been so terribly affected, to resettle people who need resettling. The UK is working through the Interagency Working Group on Emergencies, and through that group we'll be contributing 250,000 to tackle both the immediate but also the long-term effects of the spillage.
That's wonderful.
We
Thank you
know
so
that when
much.
there's flooding, the disease that comes afterwards from the lack of clean water, that can be terrible, the impact. So that's some of what that funding will go to support.
I see. Of course, that forms a big part of security. So let's talk about the UK-Ghana security dialogue in December. What are some of the major things that will be discussed at that event or at that program?
So it's a big one for us. It's an annual meeting at ministerial level. And that reflects the fact that our security and defence relationship is one of the very important pillars of the UK-Ghana partnership.
Okay.
It goes back many decades, but it is also very current and very forward-looking. So we'll be looking at two things, really. The bilateral relationship, so the joint training that we do, the capacity building, the equipment that we provide, and so on, to help ensure that Ghana is strong and able to protect its own borders. But we then also look at the regional security picture, and we look at Ghana's role in the region, which has been so important over recent years as we've seen extremism and insurgency in the Sahelian countries particularly increase.
We see issues in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. So that's important. Let's talk about the UK government's work or its view of Ghana's economic situation. I know that the economy in Ghana has been through a bit of a stressful time post-COVID. What's the UK government's thoughts on the Ghanaian economy, and what kind of support has it been giving, and what kind of support should we expect from the UK government in that line?
Yeah, I guess the first thing to say is that it's great. If you think back to how things were feeling this time last year, I think we can all agree it feels more stable this time this year. And the indicators are going in the right direction, with the exchange rate having stabilised, inflation still high, but it's coming down. These are all really important signs. And it's great to see the government's commitment to the reforms that are necessitated by the IMF programme. We're looking forward to the next board meeting of the IMF programme, where they will discuss progress so far, and they will take that decision on whether that second disbursement is ready to come. We're also looking very closely at what happens in the creditor committee. So all of the international countries who have lent into Ghana will collectively take a decision about how to deal with that debt. And the UK is one of Ghana's biggest foreign government creditors, is obviously very, very interested in the outcome of those conversations. We've been working closely with government of Ghana throughout this period, but before as well. So our work that we've been doing with Ghana Revenue Authority, for example, goes back many years. And so we're very pleased by the ambitious targets that have been set for revenue collection. We'll be working with them to help deliver those targets in a way that is manageable for the people of Ghana, for businesses in Ghana, because we need revenue coming in, but the way to grow the revenue over time is to allow the economy to grow. So there needs to be that balance. Businesses need to be able to grow. They need to be able to make profits so that they can employ more people, generate more wealth, but at the same time they need to be paying the revenues to government.
Let's talk about the launch of the International Data Masterclass for policymakers by the Ghana Statistical Service, and that's supported by the UK Office of National Statistics. We know how important data is for policy, for putting together developmental plans. Let's talk about that, and maybe you can give us some more details on how the UK government supports Ghana in this area of data and stats and numbers.
It's another area where the relationship goes back a little while, actually, and we have a member of our Office for National Statistics in the UK who's here in Ghana and works day in, day out with Ghana's Statistical Service. The data that we use to base our policies on is absolutely crucial. If we don't understand the populations that we as governments are working to support, we're going to get it wrong. It's as simple as that.
You can't plan for them.
It's as simple as that. We'll be implementing the wrong interventions. We'll be looking at the wrong scale. So it's absolutely crucial. And I'm really pleased that this partnership is up and running. I'm looking forward to seeing it deliver still further. As we think about what our work in human development, what our work in health, in education in Ghana needs to look like into the future, we are very much shifting away from expecting to be providing those services into working with government to strengthen the systems such that government of Ghana can provide those services, and data is such an important part of that to get right. So
that's in the theme of capacity building and strengthening the knowledge and deepening the knowledge of your Ghanaian counterparts. That's wonderful. These are great things, great ideas. I mean, concluding thoughts as you leave us this morning, Madam Thompson.
So it's an exciting time to be in Ghana, right?
How long have you been here?
Nearly 2.5 years.
Nearly 2.5 years.
Nearly 2.5 years. And it's been a wonderful experience.
I see.
It's wonderful, I think, because the relationship between our two countries is so warm. From the UK side, I can say that this is a relationship we prioritise highly. My sense from the reception that I get is that it's a relationship Ghana also prioritises. And that means that there are great things we can do together. The connections between the peoples of our two countries are so very strong. It gives us a very important foundation from which to build.
I see. Wonderful. Many thanks for joining us. And we'll be looking forward to the party, the big celebration for the King Charles III. And like you said, his birthday was on November 14th, but you're having that big celebration sometime next week.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank
Madam
you.
Harriet Thompson, British High Commissioner to Ghana. She passed by to share some great info, to have breakfast with us, and also let us know that they have a lovely function coming up sometime next week. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.